We pollute lakes and canals. What happens when we wash our car, when we over-fertilize the lawn, when the oil leaks under the car, when we throw litter out the window, when we don't pick up animal waste? What happens when we don't know? How do we protect the water from pollution? The way we protect and clean our waterways is to make sure only rain and nothing else goes into the storm drains and ditches. What are the causes of pollution? Polluted stormwater runoff generally happens anywhere people use or alter the land. People going about their daily lives are the #1 source of stormwater pollutants. Most people are unaware of how they impact water quality. Algae bloom changes the color of the lake from bright green to red or dark brown. It's often the direct result of pollution by fertilizers leaching from commercial and residential properties. Detergents dumped into the water bodies also contain the phosphorus that can cause algae bloom.
This is algae. Too much of it in the canal can actually clog the waterways and interfere with fishing, but a certain amount is required for the ecosystem to work properly. Fish use it as a refuge, and crustaceans usually eat it.
Aquatic weed is non-native of Florida. A small amount is needed for the fish to strive in the lake. However, when nutrients are in excess in the water, it creates an overgrowth of these non-native aquatic plants. The plants can quickly overpower entire bodies of water, choking and killing fish and other wildlife. It clogs up the drainage outlets, makes the lakes unnavigable by boat, and makes fishing difficult.
What you see behind me is aquatic weed, and while some aquatic weed is necessary and is natural to the waterways, other aquatic weeds have been brought in here from other countries. Since they have no natural enemies, they flourish and clog up our waterways. When that happens, is spray chemicals on the weeds that only kills those weeds, thus reducing the problem that they're causing.
Grass carps are often released into the lakes and canals to naturally control the aquatic weeds, thus reducing the need for chemical treatment. The law forbids the fishing and catching of grass carps in order to protect the ecosystem.
The carps are a natural way to help reduce the aquatic weed growth, us having to add added chemicals in it.
We're going to be cleaning out the stormwater catch basin. The catch basin is the first line of defense before it reaches the canal. And we're going to be using our City Miramar backcon truck, which is essentially a big vacuum cleaner that sucks all the dirt and debris that is left on the road and enters into our catch basin. a stormwater swale. This we use instead of using the catch basins. And what this does is this catches all the water after the rain, and by us lowering it down below street level, it enables to drain the flow of water a lot quicker. So what we'd like to ask is for all residents not to fill them in.
Water from the rain either seeps into the ground or runs off to lower areas, making its way into canals, lakes, and other water bodies. On its way, runoff water can pick up and carry many substances that pollute water. Some, like pesticides, fertilizers, oil, and soap, are harmful in any quantity. Others, like sediment from construction, bare soil or agricultural land, or pet waste, grass clippings and leaves, can harm canals and lakes in sufficient quantities.
In addition to runoff from urban areas, runoff from farm areas, the other biggest problem that we have with our lakes and canals as far as pollution goes is trash. The University Drive Canal at the eastern end of the district is the dirtiest of our canals in that regard because people drop so much trash out of their car windows and it ends up into our canal because the canal is the lowest point.
Residential best management practices. Don't pour anything down storm drains. Recycle used motor oil and antifreeze. Minimize or eliminate the use of lawn and garden chemicals. Direct car wash soap onto your lawn rather than directly into storm drains. The way to protect and clean our waterways is to make sure only rain and nothing else goes into the storm drains and ditches. If you own a car, maintain it so it doesn't leak oil or other fluids. Be sure to wash it on the grass or at a car wash so the dirt and soap do not flow down the driveway and into the nearest storm drain. If you own a yard, do not over-fertilize your grass. Never apply fertilizers or pesticides before a heavy rain. If fertilizer falls onto driveways or sidewalks, sweep it up instead of hosing it down. Mulch leaves and grass clippings and place leaves into the yard at the curb, not in the street. Doing this keeps leaves out of the gutter where they can wash into the nearest storm drain.
Probably the most serious thing that a resident can do wrong, that no one should do, is to change the oil of a car over a catch basin. In addition to that, minimizing erosion on your property by keeping it well sodded, but minimizing the amount of fertilizer that runs off by only applying as much as ought to be applied is very helpful to the district.
Well, as the water enters into our waterways, it also recharges our aquifers, which we get our drinking water from. Every 1 gallon of oil destroys 1 million gallons of water that they'll never be able to get out of. So it's very important to recycle your motor oil.
The waterway jurisdiction in the city of Miramar is shared by different organizations.
Everything in the city of Miramar west of University Drive is in the South Broward Drainage District. The lakes and canals in the South Broward Drainage District serve first as conveyance vehicles to move the water from the northern part of the city of Miramar to the C9 Canal. They also serve for groundwater recharge. They provide a location for stormwater to collect and then to soak into the ground and recharge the Biscayne Aquifer. The water, the stormwater that flows into the district's canals, the University Drive Canal on Palm Avenue, Flamingo Road Canal, and others, flows from the land development areas south through those canals to a series of pump stations that are located near the county line. Those pump stations pump that water into the C9 Canal. The C9 Canal flows east to Reynolds Park in North Dade County.